Caribbean queen. Na 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 twins. No more love on the run. Caribbean queen. Nigerian queen. Matter day ground. I'm not going to be on for a long time because I have so much work to catch up to. How are you guys doing? Matter don't day ground. Matter don't set. They said I don't give Bobrisky 12 hours. Say make he apologize. Omo, they don't even give him 7 days, as in 12 hours. Say make he apologize. The Falanas have hereby given Bob, who is risky, 12, not even complete 24 hours. 12 hours. Now, I want us to talk about this. I'm not gonna stay on this for a long time. Olori love it. Say if they carry you with this yo-yo face, before they go carry me, they will first carry your papa. But the problem is say your papa now Olori Buruku with him head like Tinkoriko. Waiting they won't use your papa do. Only if it useless, they be bare useless, they won't if you rubo. They cannot use your father to do. That's when you know somebody is useless in life. You cannot use them to do ritual. Tori about leg babo they buy tear bomb. Look at me and talk to me. Olori Buruku. Olori love it. Olori means queen. You are queen of what? Onidoti. Queen of Olorun. Queen Smelo. If I see you on my live again talking nonsense, which I go use you do, you know go like him. For those of you that have sense, they say he has apologized already. I want us to read the apology. I want us to read and address the apology because it is like people are not understanding. It's like people are not understanding the gravity of what Uncle Bob did. And sadly, I don't know how to put it, and I don't know what angle to attack this from in such a way that I will not sound like I don't understand what I'm saying. But listen to Bob's apology. You can find it on Linda Ikeji's blog. He said, I, Okuneye Idris, aka Bobrisky, didn't give Falz or his dad any money for pardon. As a matter of fact, no penny was given to them. I've said this before and I'll say it again. The person that published an audio online should take full responsibility for what he posted in public. Bro, you talk am, abi you no talk am. You talk am, you yarn am, abi you no yarn am. Why are we blaming the person that posted? What about the person that said? I don't know, maybe I'm wrong, but it seems that our energy is directed to the person that posted instead of the person that said. The person that published an audio online should take full responsibility for what he posted in public. My lawyer will respond to any further information the public wants to about this ongoing issue trending on social media. To whom it may concern, in reply to the 2 letters in circulation from the law firm of the Falanas, I'd like to state for the records and pending the official reply from my counsel, state for the avoidance of doubt that I, Idris Okunoye Olanrewaju, aka Bobrisky, did not publish, I beg your pardon, any defamatory statement or statements concerning the learned son and his son, Falz, that is in the public domain, pursuant to my solicitor's letter dated 17th day of September 2024, and I have denied any knowledge of what was published. I stand by my express denial and put the matter to strict proof and advise that whoever has been defamed should hold the publisher of the defamatory content, and my fundamental rights to privacy of my communication should be respected and protected. This is a tough one. Lawyers in the house, what are your thoughts? Lawyers in the house, what are your thoughts? It's a very, very complex matter. It's a very complex matter. And when the Falanas, and like it seems to be, they want to clear their name. If they have, I don't know. Bobrisky, I'm not a lawyer and I'm not a judge. But there's one thing, I don't even know how to put, make I just keep quiet. Like these girls say, this matter is a very twisted matter. The matter is a very, very twisted matter. And it can take any direction and any proportion. So, do we have our lawyers? I saw Belinda join us earlier on. Belinda, is there anything you want to say about this legally? What are your thoughts? Okay, Folakemi said she's a lawyer. So let me bring her live. Let's hear. Someone said the onus is on the publisher. Is the onus really on the publisher or on the sayer? That bothers me. Is it the person that published or the person that made the allegations? So is no. All of you saying it's on the sayer, some are saying on the publisher. Legally, I want to talk to lawyers. What do lawyers think in the house? So the sayer has denied that they didn't say this. Someone saying if there was no sayer, there will be no publisher. I tend to lean towards the fact that if there was no sayer, there will be no publisher. But it's a dicey matter. Someone said lawyers will be biased. No, nobody has hired the lawyers from any side. So what we're looking at is what do they consider to be the truth. So there is no way so I want to see what people think. Okay, Tolu Honiki says she wants to analyze what she thinks. So let me bring Tolu Honiki here.
Hi, Daddy.
The comment section says, nah, I can't say anything privately. But the day I come out to publicly say something, you can hold that to me. Tolu Honiki, how are you doing? You're looking beautiful this very lovely evening. What are your thoughts?
I'm well, thank you. So, it's like Daddy Freeze, me and you, we're having a private conversation. You call me on the phone. It's not on live. We're having a private phone conversation. And I'm telling you, I'm basically probably gossiping about Mrs. Linda to you. I'm like, that Mrs. Linda, do you know that she's this? You know that she's that, she's this, she's this. And the conversation, and you record that conversation without telling me. I'm not aware you're recording. I finished talking and we say, okay, bye-bye. In my mind, I'm talking to my person. And you go ahead and make that conversation public. It's now on you to stand by that conversation. First of all, it's on you to prove that it was actually me that said it, whether by analysis or whatever. If they have to bring tech experts to analyze that conversation, it's on you to prove, first of all, that it was actually me that said that. And then I can still even sue you for making a private conversation public. It's now not even about what I said. What I said can be told. First of all, it can even be if it's a police case. If it's take for instance the police that is even handing over evidence for a case. When police is handing over evidence, they have to follow due process in gathering that evidence. If that evidence is not, if you don't follow the process, like getting a warrant before breaking into somebody's house, police comes to somebody's house just to gather the evidence, even if they see money, stolen money, right there, and they didn't have a proper warrant to come in to gather that evidence, that thing could still be thrown out. Or it could be, considered. I'm not a lawyer, but from what I know, it could be considered fruit of the poisonous tree and be thrown out of the.
There's another one.
Be thrown out of the as evidence and be considered inadmissible. So it is on the. But in this case, it's between private people. But even then, there's the expectation of privacy from Bobrisky to the person he's having a conversation with. I expect a level of privacy, and you took that recording without my consent, and you made it public. It's on you to prove everything I said. First of all, prove that it's me. Secondly, prove, now stand by what you said. If I say I can tell you I'm a billionaire in a private conversation. I'm not really it. I'm be worth, 2 cents. I can tell you anything. It's my mouth. I can use to say anything. I'm talking to my person. You know how many lies you lie between, you tell your friends, and people tell their, friends in the privacy of in the corridors of their, their rooms. People can say anything they want to say. But for you to not bring it to the public and say, this is what the person, now it's on you to prove it now. So the person that said they should dance to the tune.
All right. I want to say something about what you just said, Tolu. When a matter becomes a matter of national importance, do we still enjoy the privilege of a private conversation? This is for lawyers to answer. Let me explain to you. Imagine I called you and I said, don't mind Mrs. Linda. She's always buying fake Hermes. And you see her nose is too big. Tash is not even fine. She doesn't have hair on her head. Now wig she dey wear. Say her gorimapa was past my own. And we laugh about it. It's different. But if I call you up and I say, I want go Miss Linda house, go buy am. Even though it is a private conversation, is it in the best interest for you to release it or for you to keep it? That's where it gets dicey. They can argue that this conversation was, even though it was a private conversation and it has the right to privacy, a matter of national importance was raised. So when the matter of national I'm not a lawyer and I'm not a judge, I'm just thinking from the small logic that is inside my head. It has now gone from two people gossiping to a matter that involves the sanctity of the penitentiary institution, the EFCC, and so many other factions. So in that instance, it could be argued that bringing or publishing this matter, bringing it to the public, could be in the best interest of the public. And I'm leaning on this. Like I said earlier on, I'm not a lawyer. If you're watching me on TikTok, Pop My Money Gun, don't send me love, Pop Money Gun. I'm saying that in this regard, this could be what the Falanas are resting upon, demanding an apology. Because for the Falanas to demand an apology, the first question you would ask is, what did he do? There must be something they have in their camp that they can use to nail him. That's why they gave him time, and it was quick. 12 hours is quick. So whether it's verified or not, you don't know what the Falanas have in their arsenal. You understand? Now, if it were a matter of Bob gossiping about someone, like I gave you the instance of Mrs. Linda. If I call you now and say, don't mind her, Miss Linda, she's very useless, so she's sleeping with Josh Esek, she's sleeping with Simply Vic, it is wrong. But I can say it was my private conversation with you. You had no right to leak it. But when I call you and I tell you that me and Mrs. Linda, we are planning to go and put light inside one tall building, it now becomes a matter of, or I tell you that Mrs. Linda, she dey hide rocket for house. Or as they see Miss Linda, some people where they do TERROR, she dey harbor them. It now no longer is me sharing private information. It now becomes a matter of public interest. Sorry, there was no other example to use. I had to use a fine boy, so I used Josh Esek. Would you have wanted me to use Pastor Fola? Say, oh, Mrs. Linda is having an affair with Pastor Fola. It would have been embarrassing now. So at least make I use fine boy like Josh Esek. You understand? So
right. So you see, then it becomes first of all, now it's now left for the lawyers to prove how much of a national security issue it was to be released, and then also
now the fact that the Senate invited them already shows a matter of national security. For the Senate to invite EFCC, Bob, and the publisher, it means that it was a matter of national. So that invitation alone in court, the National Assembly of the whole country. I've been a House of Reps. I don't know who invite them. Like saying a House of Reps. So that is already, we're invited to the House of Reps. That already shows that it's a matter of national importance. So that argument is already sealed.
And it's also, when the lawyers prove it.
House of Reps, thank you very much. I'm sorry about that.
It was actually necessary for that conversation to be released. That's a different argument.
Now, the lawyers can argue, say it was not such a big deal, but that is nailed with the fact that the House of Reps invited them. The House of Representatives of the whole country. Listen, the House of Representatives of the whole country invited you to come and talk on a matter. It's a matter of national importance. That's simple. That's as in, I want to see the lawyer that can say that, oh, this matter is not a matter of national importance. When House of since I don't date this Nigeria, I never hear say House of Reps they invite people on top social media matter.
Well, that I say is left for the lawyers to argue, because if if they're arguing it, the lawyer could say, has there been as the House of Reps invited people previously for cases that are not cases of national security,
but not on this level. So you see, once the argument, me, I'm not a lawyer, but if I stand before a judge, Your Honor, I'll be waiting with the call judge for Nigeria. As the court pleases.
My lord.
My lord. Yes, my lord. If it's not a matter of national importance, why would the House of Reps invite us? Simple. That's all you need to prove. So once you have proven that it's a matter of national importance, you have proven the need to publish the tape. Now, in the tape, hold on, in the tape, were the Falanas defamed? Absolutely. Now, the argument now in court is, were the Falanas defamed by the person who spoke or the person who published. And my humble opinion, I'm not a lawyer or a judge. I never went to law school, but my humble opinion is the person who spoke did the defamation.
No. Wait, Daddy Feast. The Falanos, when Falana spoke, I watched his interview. He was upset more with the analysis of that interview than the actual that conversation than the actual conversation. Because the Sam said when he listened to the whole audio, and it was the insinuations made by the analyzer saying, oh, does this mean that this person is also complicit? I'm going to be very disappointed in this person. It was all those jara that was put in his side that really upset the Sam. More so than the actual audio.
Now, here's the thing that I'm saying, yeah. For someone that doesn't understand the legal parlance, the tendency for you to hear somebody else reporting and ad-lib on it is high. If I also, now you have to understand that my mother is a professor of law. So like my father is a doctor. I grew up in a hospital. I have more idea of medicine than you have. I've seen a woman give birth before. I've seen so many things that normal people who are not in the medical field will not see. Do you understand? So the tendency to react, I personally might not have reacted like that because I have legal background. I will know that but even me, I might have, out of the overzealousness, and I say, they say this kind of thing about. So the Falanos have the right to be angry about what was said about them and to clear their name, make demands. I agree with that 100%. However, we must not forget that the problem started with the person who spoke. It has been agreed by all of us that it was a matter of national urgency. They called head of prison, House of Reps called head of prisons, head of EFCC. These are made. How many times do you hear that head of EFCC is summoned? How many times do you hear that Controller General of Prisons is summoned? It's a matter of, do you know who Controller General of Prisons is? All the prisons in the country, all the prisons together, they get one oga, that oga, they can call.
That said it. If it is proven that he actually said it, he can retract everything and say, I was joking. I didn't mean it.
Matter we don't reach House of Reps.
If they like, they should call the whatever highest authority in Nigeria, even if the presidency calls him to interview him, he can retract everything and say it was a joke. It was in a private conversation. Do you know how many times children in America have been, a child, a child is playing with a toy, GUN, and it looks real, and police is being called, and he's tackled to the ground, and they discover later on that it's a toy, and the case just, of course, everything just goes out the window. It wasn't real. So if Bobrisky can say everything I was just blowing my trumpet and it was trying to sound bigger than I actually am, I did not mean it. It was a lie.
Like I said, neither I nor the lady here, Tolu, neither one of us is a lawyer. So we're just sharing our opinions, and they might not be as informed as you'd have loved them to be. If you are a lawyer, I've tried to send requests to lawyers. Please, if you're a lawyer and you're watching us live, please do send a request. I'm sorry for putting any stress on you guys. I know you guys are busy, and I know this is I know this is Sarah Sani. Are you here, Sarah? Sarah, let's hear Sarah. If Sarah is here, Sarah Sani. Okay, Sarah Sani is here. So we'll just take her learned opinion. So Sarah, if you are here, Sarah is a lawyer with a PhD in law from Nigeria, but she has declined. So maybe she's not ready for this. I did send Belinda a request, and obviously Belinda too is busy. So we're finding it hard to someone say I'm a street judge. No, we don't need street judges. Belinda, we sent you a request to make you analyze. No vex, so now money that they pay to get you to analyze, but I just say make you come for free because this thing is above our pay grade. Me and Tolu is above our pay grade. Now idea we get, we don't know law. And lawyers don't joke. Lawyers do not even like you playing around. Huh? Belin, baby. Last time I saw you was in the nightclub grooving. This Belinda get groove for body. Oh. Hey, as you see Belinda like this, law. Now from here to here, from this her nose down a groove. Oh, I see Belinda groove. I fear. I say, hey, and this girl passed by exam. How you take time? How you take get time to groove like this, baby?
Good evening, Daddy. Please, hello.
Good evening, my darling sister. Hi. That's Tolu Honeykey, all the way from Alaska.
Okay, hello, Tolu. Hope it's not too cold where you are.
Tolu, they don't. They ask you say Alaska cold. Okay, my darling sister, please go ahead with your analysis.
Okay, so you have to ask direct questions because I've been in and out of the live.
Okay, so the Falanas asked Bobrisky to apologize within 12 hours. Now, Bobrisky, from my understanding of what he published on his IG, said he didn't say anything. He didn't defame them, that it was the publisher who defamed them. So Bobrisky is also denying that he wasn't the one in the audio. He's standing on his denial. So as a lawyer, what is your legal understanding of this scenario? Is Bobrisky liable, or is the publisher the one that's liable? Your thoughts?
Okay, so first of all, that would be a decision for the courts. But I'll say this, and I think that we need to establish certain things. That the court of law is completely different from the court of public opinion. So that's the foundation I would want to establish. Again, when I just joined, I heard you say a couple of things, and I heard Tolu say some things as well.
Yeah.
And I heard you say something about national interest.
Yes.
If the matter is of national interest, and I hear you. However, there are procedures for certain things to be done, regardless of what is involved. If there is a case of illegality, there are appropriate authorities where issues should be reported to. Anything contrary will amount to an offense, and in this case is defamation of character. So we have the police, we have the courts, we have a lot of channels, legitimate channels, where grief or the aggrieved person is supposed to go through and make a report, even though we know that in our country there are little challenges here and there, but there are authorities that have been put in place for the aggrieved persons to go and put their claims forward. So coming out on social media, again, the court of law is different from the court of public opinion. Doesn't solve anything. Now, whether the SAN's family has asked that both the publisher and the sayer in this case take down their names, they are right. They are within their rights, so that's the right thing to do. You said something about me, you should take it down. If I see that matter has constituted defaming my character, and you should take it down. So they went through the right channel, which is the court in this case. And I also heard some other arguments that you guys were making prior to my joining this live.
And I want to say this, lying is not good. I think I heard Tolu saying something about, and him saying it is a joke or something like that line. Lying is not good. I mean, most of our cultures and traditions and, personality for integrity's sake is wrong. However, we'll bring the light anyways. However, lying is not a crime.
That's right.
There are exceptions to this rule. One of which is the exceptions will be under perjury, when the person is lying on oath, obtaining under false pretense, and treasonable felony. These are some of the exceptions where lying will now be considered as a crime. But me telling that phrase, we saw a few days ago, I could have told you a few stories about myself. I could have told you, I was involved in this or did that. I mentioned a few names here and there. And that's what I told you in a private conversation. I may have lied to you, but that in itself does not amount to a crime. However, in this case, there's a little skepticism, which will now be obtaining under false pretense, because we are made to believe that allegedly something was gotten as a result of the lies told. This may now in itself become a crime. But everything we're seeing now, they are all in quotes allegedly. They are procedures. And the right thing to do is to channel this case to the courts or to the appropriate authorities. The interesting part of this is that even though I've seen a lot of comments, we're on social media, we're saying, guys, nobody taking the sayer to court. I want to say this, that the court is no Father Christmas. There's this aphorism we have in law, the court is no Father Christmas. The court is not going to give you any request that you do not specifically pray for. So if for any reason nobody has put forward and sued the sayer of this thing, the sayer remains as innocent as you and I as far as this matter is concerned. The publisher, however, on the other hand, somebody has sued him, somebody has put forward to say, you have defamed me. So why are we expecting the courts to act when nobody has said anything about this?
Okay, I think at this point we can draw a conclusion, unless there's another legal entity that wants to share their perspective. Since I'm coming back again tonight, it might just be a good idea for us to end it here. Please wipe your camera. Are you a lawyer?
Yes, I am.
You are a lawyer?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, go ahead. Let's hear you.
So I agree with my learned colleague.
Ha! I love that. Once he's all here, learned colleague, no saying a lawyer. Go ahead.
I agree with my learned colleague because, like she said, the Falanas have everything they've got to actually sue him, because there are two types of defamation. There's libel and there's this other one. The libel, the slander, is the one that they say with the mouth. But what he has is on paper, like it's on the media, it's everywhere. So that they have against him. So the only thing I see in it is that it's kind of unfair. Like, I'm a lawyer, I understand, but the amount the judge put out, like, I don't know, I'm trying to look at his net worth, like 500 million, like, is he worth 500 million?
No, let's keep the conversation on Bobrisky now, who was given 12 hours to apologize. Yes, so now Bobrisky is saying that he's not the one in the audio, and he's also saying that they shouldn't hold him, but instead hold the publisher. So as a lawyer, is the onus on the person who said or the person who published? Secondly, let me hear that before I ask the second question.
To me, it's on the person who published, except maybe they want to sue him for libel or for slander,
But the person who published somebody's voice. He didn't read it out. He played.
If he's saying he's not the one, there's nothing they can do. I'm not going to apologize. I'm not the one.
Exactly.
And except
So legally, Bobrisky can actually walk. That's what you guys are saying as lawyers.
Because he's maintaining he did not do anything. And like I said, they haven't, I'm not sure, I didn't read the judgment, but I'm not sure it's a court order for him because he was he part of the suits? Because I didn't follow the case. If he wasn't part of the suits, if he wasn't named as a defendant there, then I don't think he has, like, he can decide not to do anything except they sue him. Or my learned colleague, is that not true? They have to sue him for him to do that apology. He's not just going to do it on his own if he doesn't want to, and they can't force him to do it.
So basically what the Falanas have said now, asking him to apologize, is like saying, okay, apologize or we'll name you in the suit. So if he apologizes and they accept, and so they could as well not name him and Bobrisky is fine.
If the case is already final, they cannot add him. They cannot name him in that case. If the case, since they've already given judgment, they cannot. They have to bring a fresh suit against him separately. And even if William goes on appeal,
okay, go on.
You can't bring fresh evidence on appeal. Do you get?
So I don't think that the court has given judgment yet. I mean, this 500. I mean,
so where did the 500 million come from?
And it's social media again. The court of public opinion is not the court of law, so people can just go ahead and say different things, and stories.
But they posted the paper now, Abi.
Yeah, but the paper, if you read it properly, I don't think I read anywhere where there was any 500, any amount whatsoever. All that was instructed it was a motion expertise. The court asked that it be deleted and their names and their family name be avoided, don't mention their names in public or whatever. That was the instruction of the court. I didn't see anywhere in that motion expertise, where the court asked that a certain amount of money be paid. Again, people don't understand that the court cannot just pass judgment. So there's no way the court would have arrived at saying that you defamed this person and you should pay 500 million, because the court must hear the other party's side of the story, which is a principle of natural justice, audi otarem partem. The court must always give you an opportunity to hear your side of the story.
The case of Darba versus University of Maiduguri.
Absolutely. So this is the case of audi otarem partem. If you don't hear the other side of the story, no judgment is reached. However, this is a motion expertise saying you have infringed on somebody's rights. Right now, we need you to get it down first.
So that's like an injunction.
That's like an injunction. Yes. Instead of a motion on notice, it was done expertise.
My darling sister, the lawyer, what's your name? I know this is Belinda.
Mina.
Belinda is what? Huh?
Mina.
Where are you from? What part of Nigeria?
Rivers.
What university did you attend?
Igbinedion.
Oh, okay, nice. Nice to meet you. Thank you so much.
I also have a master's and a PhD in law as well.
You also have a PhD in law? I have smart people following me.
Well.
And you what? Sorry?
I'm the Maryland bar.
Oh, wow. See, as you just gentle like this, you get PhD in law. Yvonne, thank you for popping my money gun. Keep popping those money guns. If you guys are enjoying what you're listening to, double click the screen, share the videos. We're going to come back a little later to continue these conversations. Someone said, Daddy Freeze, you need to go and read law with my old age and my ADHD. Please, let me just relax where I am. Thank you so much, guys. Next, we're going to invite Lai Wasabi, who I believe is a superior lawyer to even these two ladies here. Jokes! All right, guys. Thank you so much, Belinda. Thank you so much, my darling sister. And Tolu Honiki, thank you so much, my dear. I'm going to be seeing you all later tonight when we're going to be talking about jackpot things and women breaking their men's hearts and men behaving like whoas without saying the word. Belinda, who are you using your eye to talk to? I caught you. All right, guys, do take care of yourselves, and I do hope to catch you all later. Take care and God bless.
Bye.